Morning, folks. So, this is Angel, and I'm here with the Intuitive Wealth Leaders community this morning. If you are watching this is a recording. I do have another engagement at 10 a.m. this morning, so I decided to try this. So, to try just to record what I was going to speak about, and I will run the event at the same time. So you'll get hopefully the same value, but it won't be live today. So I wanted to talk today. Last week, we talked about limiting beliefs, and I shared what I had learned about myself and how I used AI to uncover that. So if you have not checked that out, go out and take a look at that last week's live session. It will be out on my Lead with Abundance business page on Facebook and YouTube. It will be on my personal Facebook page as well as on my personal LinkedIn. So I can stream to all of those places. And there are limits with other things and groups and with my LinkedIn business pages. So I'm not quite up to par streaming there. So if you want to hear what I talked about last week, you can go there and pick that up and send me your email if you want to have the code that I use to work through uncovering some of my own limiting beliefs using ChatGPT. So, anyways, enough said about that. But I wanted to now talk about people who limit you, that influence your own beliefs about yourself. We have all sorts of people around us, and they may or may not be uh, uh, helpful. They may not be one of those human assets that we've talked about. Um, they may be naysayers. They may be negative. Um, they may, not want to see you successful. And then we have other people who are there to really support and help you and make you successful no matter what. But what I find is um, so many people don't dream big enough because they don't feel that they're worthy. So I want you to think about the the thing that would make you very happy, what it would look like, what that would be. um so maybe it's that in the next 5 years I own 10 trailer parks. Maybe that's my goal. I don't know if that's my goal because I have not shaped my goals around mobile home park because we are just now pivoting our business. So uh maybe that's the goal. Um, and so that I set that goal and start to work towards, setting that goal. But is that a big enough goal? Maybe I should go bigger. Maybe I should set some parameters about how big those parks are because we own a park now, but it is 7 lots and the city shut us down at four. And so we have four mobile homes in the middle of a little tiny city, which isn't bad, but it's not really what I'm striving for, that little bitty park. And so, say I'm going to own 10 parks, I could own 10 parks like that, and that's very different than owning 10 parks with 50 plus lots. So, sorry, I'm trying to get out of this sun. So sorry. Uh, so the thing about it is that we need to set our goals big. Set them big and keep working towards them. So the thing about goals is, we set them so that they're achievable, and those SMART goals tell us they need to be achievable. Yeah, they do need to be achievable, but in what time frame? You can span that out, and I don't want to say that my goal is to go to the moon because that's probably not achievable for me. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I should never say never, but that's probably not something that I'm going to be able to do because I'm not an astronaut. I'm I never worked for NASA or I mean, I don't even know how you get to go to the moon. So I don't even know if we have people going to the moon anymore at all. So that anyways, that's not a very achievable goal. So I'm not going to set something like that. But to own 10 trailer parks, if that's what I want to do, that is very achievable. And so, I can set that goal and then maybe I want to put some parameters around. I want to own 10 that are 50 slots or more, 50 pads or more. Or I want to maybe up that. I want to own 20. So I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is take your goal and then push it out. It was, when I was in the corporate world, we always set these goals and we always wanted to make them achievable. And we wanted to put in our contracts things that we could actually achieve, sometimes because we would have to pay penalties if we didn't achieve them. And so, for the things that didn't have penalties, we'd start putting in goals and people would call them stretch goals. Well, we don't really think that we can meet that, but we're going to put in a stretch goal and we're really going to try. Well, they really weren't that unattainable. It was really a mindset. It was we can't drag all these people along with us to get people on board and get people doing the things that need to be doing. But if everybody marched towards that goal and that being the goal and figuring out how to do it, uh, it probably would have happened. And sometimes it did happen. So setting a stretch goal and a goal that you may be like, "Oh, I don't know if I can meet that, but I sure am going to try. I am going to be that little engine that could. Think I can, I think I can, I know I can, and I'm going to keep going until I do." And so, and forget about timelines. It's okay if you don't meet it this year or next year, or just keep going towards that goal. So those stretch goals were, put into place, and sometimes we did meet them. But the thing about goals, when you're on a team, now if it's just you, that's one thing. But if you're on a team, the entire team really has to assimilate around that goal to achieve it. And that's why it's really important to just have maybe 2 or 3 goals that are your big, wildly ambitious goals, that you want to achieve for your business, and not have 25 goals, because you really can't focus your time on meeting 25 goals and all the action steps that need to go into meeting 25 goals. So focus on 2 or 3 wildly ambitious goals. I don't know if that's the right term. Um, but uh, those would be goals that are, really, really big. And then once you focus on those goals, you have to make sure that you're blocking time and that you're taking the time that you need in order to execute on those goals, figuring out what those tasks and activities are. So, The Four Disciplines of Execution is one of the books that I recommend to people, who are trying to figure out how to achieve those very important goals, because it is very it's focusing on what is important and not what is urgent. So we have tons of urgent things going on every single day. Somebody needs us, the dog needs us, we get called to a meeting, something happens at a rehab house and we have to get up and go there. Maybe at our rental, we have to go mow the lawn because we don't have anybody to do it, or whatever it is. We get pulled in all of these directions. And those are kind of your daily whirlwind, your daily whirlwind of activities that you have to do. I mean, you still have to do them, you still have to check email, you still have to talk to people on the phone, but they're probably not the things that are going to get you towards whatever goals you set for yourself and your business. So, the other thing that I wanted to just touch on briefly, and we probably need to dive into this more on in another time is, when you believe in yourself, stick to it no matter what anybody else says. Don't listen to any of the naysayers, any of the questioners, and just block it out because this is your goal and this is your life, your business, and so don't let other people like knock you down. And just because people question you, they might just be curious. They're probably maybe not trying to break you down by asking a bunch of questions. They're maybe just curious. And so don't be offended by that. I know that there are certain personalities that get very offended by being questioned, and it may feel like you're being attacked, but you're probably not. But when you have people that say, "Well, why are you doing that?" and um, "Do you really think that you can do that? And what makes you think that you can do that?" I say, "Why not me? Why not? Why can't I? Why can't I do that? That person did it, and if that person can do it, why can't I do it?" And so that's really what you have to stick to in your mind, and you have to tell yourself that, they don't know what you can do, and maybe they're not gonna support you, so it's probably important, uh, to move yourself away from those naysayers and the people who are bringing you down and making you, rethink and causing you to have your own limiting beliefs increase. You don't wanna be around those people because they're not going to help you, and even if you feel like you can like shut it off and you're not really listening to them, just having them around can have a bad influence on you because, we still assimilate everything that's around us. And so if, there's a constant person that's always like, well, why are you going to do that? And what is going to happen with that? And I have to stop because, sometimes I'm that person and I don't have bad intentions, so I know that other people don't always have bad intentions, but we really have to stop and think about what we're doing. And so if you need to like move yourself away, do that and put some distance between you. You don't have to like totally like cut people out, but just put some distance between you, and maybe you don't talk about the things that you're doing necessarily that other person is negative about, and you don't talk about that, and so then it doesn't cause any bad relationship or bad vibes with the two of you. So I'm going to just wrap up. Uh, Stick with your very important goals. Make sure that you have them. Make sure that you have 2 to 3 very wildly important goals for your business. And if you want the link to the book, let me know. I can certainly, the 4 Disciplines of Execution, I can certainly put that in there. You can look it up. It's a great book. I actually read it when I was at the state. Um, and so it's a wonderful it's a lot to absorb, but it's still a great book. So I would recommend it. And stick to your beliefs and where you're going, and understand that you will get there, but you have to keep going in order to get there. And so don't let the little barriers or bumps along the way, because there will be bumps. Don't let those knock you down and knock you off completely. You always have to get back up and just keep going. And you will get there. I promise you will get there if you keep going. So I'm going to wrap up today, and I hope that you can look at your goals and come up with what your 1 or 2 wildly important goals are. And maybe if you're willing to share, drop them in the comments and share what some of those wildly important goals are to you. And if you ever need help with outlining your plan to achieve them, let me know. That's what I coach around. So, helping you get clarity on that path for where you're headed And so I can help you get there and if you don't know what your goals are, I can actually help uncover what those might be for you. So I don't tell you where you're going or what you need to do. That's not what I do at all. That's not what a coach does. But I will draw out from you um, what uh, what is most important and help you set those goals clearly and steps so that you can achieve them. So I hope to see you all back here next Saturday, and I may see some of you at the event today up in the Northland. So until next week, take care.